we wanted to ask about your thoughts on some of the big entrepreneurs of the city. Jeff Bezos at Amazon. You've got a space venture. He's got a space venture. Do you have any thoughts on how Jeff is doing, those big ambitions? How do you compare yourselves with each other?
It's funny, the last time I met Jeff was about 30 years ago in Seattle at Bill Gates' home, and we were sitting next to each other, and there were 19 other sort of big wigs from different companies from around the world that Bill had pulled together. And Bill stood up on a little sort of platform at the front of the living room, and said, "Richard, would you like to come and talk to the other 19 business leaders?" And so I sort of nervously got up to talk, and before I left my chair, he said, "I'm a great believer that we should all be tested in life. So I'm going to hand out a bit of paper to the other 19 of you, and if you could mark Richard 0 out of 10 for what he has to say to you." Fuck, I left school at 15. This is the last thing I expected. I got away from all these sort of exams. So I turned to Jeff Bezos and said, "Look, I'll give you 10 and you give me 10." And anyway, that was the last time I've actually. That was 30 years ago. I haven't spoken to him since.
And I assume you gave him a 10.
I mean,
you didn't welch on the deal, right?
I don't even know if he actually got up to talk, but of course I did. So I am going to pop by and say hello to him this afternoon. I haven't seen him since then. Strangely, we've both been pretty busy.
What score would you give him now, based on what he's done over the past 30 years?
Oh, I mean, it's extraordinary what he's achieved, and yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you can do better than 10 out of 10, but he's definitely right. Anyway, he's one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. So.
What stands out about him as an entrepreneur, or Amazon as a business, in your mind, having built great businesses that are built around strong brands?
Well, I mean, he's. From a consumer point of view, he's produced a brand that delivers extraordinary, competitive, good products. But he's now moving on from his conventional business into an area that we're very excited about, which is space travel. And I think, knowing him, he will be, highly competitive and most likely very successful at it. Fortunately, from our point of view, one could, fortunately from our point of view, there are millions and millions of people who want to go to space. So, and I think the experience that Blue Origin offers and the Virgin Galactic offers, although similar in some respects, are very different kinds of experiences. So I think a lot of the people who want to go up on one most likely would want to go up on, in time, to go up on both experiences. And then we're putting this big array of satellites around the Earth. That's something I don't think specifically
He'll be willing to put the satellites up for other people.
He'll be, yeah. He can, and he's building these massive, monster rockets, which, we'll be working alongside each other. I'm sure we'll be overlapping, competing a bit. And we'll watch this space. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Microsoft and Satya Nadella, you mentioned Bill Gates. Now Satya is in charge of that company.
Well, Microsoft, Bill Gates, Virgin, I'm working very closely with Bill with the Breakthrough Energy Coalition. When you have a president in America that is denying climate change, you need business leaders like, I think, myself and Bill Gates and others to step into the breach and try to fill the gap that the leader of a powerful country like America leaves. I also work with Bill Gates on the Giving Pledge, and we meet up 2 or 3 times a year on that. We also are avid tennis partners and foes on Facebook. We try to get to play tennis. He sometimes comes down to our island in the Caribbean, and with Bill Gates I've got to know much better than say Jeff Bezos.
What kind of tennis player is he? Who wins? Is he competitive?
You better ask Bill. He's competitive. It'd be a pity not to, if he wasn't. But I think I'm slightly ahead at the moment. But I have a chance living on an island and playing morning and evening. So.
Yeah, he has to deal with the Seattle rain. Can't get out there as much.
We were taken by your comments about diversity on boards, and it sounded as if you thought it was a good idea for companies, CEOs, to establish kind of a baseline for women representation on board.
Yeah, I think countries should enforce. By law, there should be something like 40%. Not every virgin company's got there yet, but the ones that, and we've still got work to do. But I think if the law could be passed, that would focus the minds of an awful lot of chief executives who are generally male in companies, make a real big effort to try to promote women on boards.
And if they don't meet 40%, I'm trying to think what would be the consequences of that.
I don't know what Scandinavia do, but that's the the law in Scandinavia. And shame and blame, I don't know, but there must be some kind of penalty if that's the law in Scandinavia. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know what it is. But it's obviously the danger of pushing something like that through is you're going to get the same women, on multiple boards because in the beginning, but in time, I think once you've proactively made a move like that, I think in time, women will just be just like men, and there'll be as many women to choose from as men.
Mm-hmm. You've made comments about how Donald Trump is doing. I know the New Zealand interview got a lot of play, that he was an embarrassment, and maybe the saving grace is that he won't be around for longer than a first term. And then you also mentioned Michael Bloomberg as the kind of person who might make a good president, who has that business background. Who do you see would be good for 2020? Does the fact that Trump is in there now, does that perhaps open the way for a different sort of businessman to become president, or businesswoman to become president?
Well, there is a danger that Trump will have blown it for any business person to ever follow into the White House. But I hope not, because I think there are lots of extraordinary good entrepreneurial type of business people out there, both male and female, who make very good presidents.
At the risk of
I won't. I've mentioned one already, but I think that as a citizen of the world, I'm just horribly sad to see a leader of the greatest country in the world trying to bring in legislation to set back things like the efforts of the world on climate change, just at the time when 190 nations have pledged to go that we should go carbon neutral by 2050. To have the leader of the world basically tell refugees from countries that that were upset in the first place by America and Britain invading them like Iraq. Telling those people they are not welcome, as refugees. To have the leader of the world withdrawing, monies from critical programs around the world, like African programs and so on, and putting all that money into more armaments. When surely a much better way, we should have learned from Iraq and learned from Vietnam and other battles. The much better way of winning over the hearts and minds of people is to look after people and nurture them, and all the sort of horrible racist rhetoric that's been talked about in America, we have an organisation that tries to help countries move towards universal healthcare because of all the misery it causes when you don't have universal healthcare in a country. To have him trying to push America backwards rather than trying to make universal healthcare really work in America, and almost gloatingly sort of hoping that it falls apart instead of getting out there and fixing it. And so I can carry on with that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Is there, just in maybe 25 words or less, or 30 if you want, we've talked about entrepreneurs changing the world. Is there something that you would advise entrepreneurs to do that if they feel as you do about the social situation right now?
Oh, I think we've all got to just work together where government's letting us down, entrepreneurs must step in and use their financial resources to fill in the gaps, and campaign for leaders leaders with a real heart that will use their heart for the betterment of not just this country but for the world.